Welcome back to the Hockey Show, and the Dallas Stars picked up the win last night, beating the Minnesota Wild 3-2 and preventing them from taking a stranglehold over the series, and they tie it up 2-2, and they are flying back home to the Sea of Green, where Dallas fans will be cheering them on to try to take the lead in this series. But it's not because the Wild sucked this game. In fact, this was their game to win, but they just couldn't do it with a few things, a few reasons. Ottinger and a few mistakes defensively led to their downfall, and they can't take a grasp of this series. And it's unfortunate because they really should have, because this was their game to win, but they lost it. So let's talk about this game from the top. So as usual, these two teams, they start out very strong, very fast on the puck. And just both teams, always, every game have looked so good. And in my eyes, this is the best series in the entire thing. The entire playoffs, right now, this is the best one. I don't know who's going to win. It's unpredictable. Both teams have great goaltending, great offense, great defense. It's mean. It's rivalry. It's amazing to watch. And all the other series, like the Panthers and Bruins, like that one's boring. The Hurricanes and Islanders, that one's boring. With like the Kings and the Oilers, you can maybe say it's interesting, but with like the inconsistency of like how the teams are playing, sure, you could say that makes it more exciting. But at the same time, to me, it's like, is it more predictable? Because every time now, I'm just like, oh, they're up by 3. Okay. Oh, now it's tied. Oh, okay. So this is the best series. I don't know what's going to happen. I love it. But anyways, let's move on to the actual game. So as usual, the two teams starting off very strong with the Minnesota Wild. I really can sum it up just like this. The Wild's way of shutting down the Stars along the boards, not allowing any room in the middle of the ice, which is where the Stars want to be, is just so good at the way they're able to just block that middle of the ice. They can't do anything. They try to go up the boards. They get shut down, turn over the other way, and that is exactly what kept happening, because the Stars, they would have to go along the boards because they can't come into the middle. So along the boards with guys like Jake Middleton shoving them off the boards, Wild's let's say centerman or left winger would come in, swoop the puck back up to the centerman or left winger, and those two guys go along the way, with the right winger coming up. And the Dallas guys, their defense like to jump up on the play, right? Because they're a very offensive team, but that burns them because they keep turning the puck over. That guy's stuck all the way over here. Those guys got the speed going up, and they kept getting 2-on-1s all night, and that was the story. All the odd man rushes for the Minnesota Wild. 6 odd man rushes to 1 for the Dallas Stars by the halfway point of the second period. It was just a show for the Minnesota Wild. They shut down the team, and then they go the other way. But Dallas was not out of the game. They kept getting shots in, and they would hit the post. They were so close to scoring on the few chances they got, but they almost did. And that is really the story of this game. That kind of sums it up right there. Is that Minnesota, they would have the puck the entire time. They would get the shots. They would have the turnovers. They would have the chances to score. But Jake Ottinger, with his freaking incredible, he is the incredible Jake Ottinger. That's his name. If he was a superhero, he's the incredible Jake Ottinger. Just his way of just fixing the Dallas Stars' mistakes. Able to go, the puck goes one way, but then it goes back the other. He can still save the puck. There's just nothing getting past this guy when you have a rush, when you have a simple shot on net, and that is going to be a factor I'm going to talk about later in, because they kept getting those 2-on-1s, one-timers, big shots right in the slot. But guess what? It doesn't matter, because Jake Ottinger's there to make the save. But that is why they start. That was their issue. Is those are the shots they're doing. They're not taking his eyes away. And the other way, going back down the ice, the Dallas Stars are a super offensive team. So if they get an opportunity, they're going to score. And Minnesota gave up just a few opportunities, and it burned them. So the first mistake, well, really this is just a fluke. But Jason Robertson just sends it to the net, just a hard shot on the pads. So hard, it bounces off for a rebound. It bounces off a skate of somebody. They say Tyler Seguin. I think it's Spurgeon, but doesn't matter. Goes back in between the legs of Gustafsson into the net, and we have a 1-0 game at the end of the second period. Going into the third period, this is where the mistakes really started to come on for the Wild. So, this goal, Dadonov, coming down the ice, basically, you know what, let me show you a little diagram here. Because this is a simple mistake that especially young hockey players make, and this is what professionals are trained not to do, is make these type of mistakes. So right here you can see, I mean, obviously I know this is kind of a convoluted looking board, but Dadonov's coming in right here, right? What happens is that the other Dallas players coming in to crash the net, forcing this other Minnesota defenseman to covering him, and then the Minnesota Wild defenseman covering Dadonov. They all line up in a row. Gustafsson can't see a thing over here, and he can only look this way, and Dadonov just rips it. He's got a hell of a shot, and he just blasts that one right into the back of the net. So mistake number 2 for the Dallas Stars. And then we've got mistake number 3, is just kind of the same situation, sort of, is that Tyler Seguin, right here in the middle of the slot here, right? He's just standing right here in the middle of the slot. There's defensemen here and like here, and the Dallas player just sends it across. He's right here in the middle, and he can just blast the one past Gustafsson. And that is kind of the real issue with this team, with Minnesota, is that they gave up just too many chances to the Dallas Stars to take the lead and win this game. Minnesota had this one. They had this game. Their shutdown play with a spice of elite offensive talent was winning them this game. It's just they couldn't get it past Ottinger, and they gave up just one too many mistakes. And why did this happen? Well, for one, on the power play, they were unable to score until very late into the game. 1 for 4 on the power play, and the one that they scored was kind of a little too late, so it doesn't really matter. Too little, too late is the phrase I was trying to say. They were 1 for 3 on the penalty kill. 2 Dallas power plays effective tonight, last night. So not very good in that category either, and 6 to 12 takeaways. It's just these defensive mistakes that are causing their downfall. And it's not like the Dallas Stars are innocent of being perfect or anything. They're far from perfect. But the Minnesota Wild's mistakes were just a little bit more. Basically, it's like the Stars, imagine a coloring book, right? The Stars, they're like trying to color in the between the lines and stuff, and every once in a while when they're going like this, they go outside the line, right? And they turn in their paper for a grade, and it's like you kept drawing outside the line. It's not like 1 or 2, it's like just you keep doing that, but you made it look really good overall with Jake Ottinger and winning, so you get a B. But the Minnesota Wild, their mistakes is that they were like drawing in and they kept going outside the lines a little bit. But then what would happen is that they would draw into the other colors of where they need to be. And in fact, when you take a look at it, they drew in the wrong color in some places. And it's like, what happened here? Like, it looks beautiful. You should have been great, but you messed it up. And that's what they did. They had in their hand and a few mistakes, and they couldn't get past Ottinger. Now, Dean Evison literally said it early on in the game. They said that they need to get guys in front of him. They need to block his sight. And that is absolutely true. And I never saw them do that tonight. The Dadonov goal, you look at Gustafsson. He can't see a thing. There's 3 bodies in front of him. The one guy's trying to take up his vision, and the Minnesota defensemen are freaking huge. He can't see a thing. Dadonov just easily shoots it. Just shoots it because he can't see, and you can see him wait. 3 guys in a line between him and Gustafsson. He can't see a thing, and the only thing he can see is looking this way, and the shot needs to come this way, so he's absolutely screwed, right? So, it's a good goal by Dallas, but it's a bad defensive mistake by the Wild that they never tried to reenact on the other side of the ice against the Dallas Stars. Jake Ottinger, he's going to stop everything you throw at him if he can see it. Sure, the one Esa Lindell goal, he knocks out of the air. Klingberg shoots it, but that was just a huge mistake by the defense there. And, sure, you're going to score those type of goals against him, but you need to find those type of goals. All those odd man rushes, why couldn't they just recreate that once? Where Marcus Johansson, instead of going into trying to, find the cross ice and then he gets knocked off the puck by Hakanpää, what if instead he toe drags, because we know he can, he's freaking silky with the puck. He toe drags to the middle, wait, and then you have, I don't know, who cares, Matt Boldy, Gustav Nyquist, doesn't matter, crashing into the net, causing there to be a screen, and then he rips it into the spot where he's looking for the room, right? So where is that play? It doesn't happen. Jake Ottinger, you can go side to side with him all night long. He's going to reach. You can go side to side to side, and he will still stop it. He's incredible, but you need to take his eyes away, because if he can see it, he's going to stop it. And that's just the bare minimum right there. So really for Dallas, my question going forward is that next game, going back home, you need this win. There's no way that if they lose this game and then they go back to Minnesota, I don't think the Dallas Stars win. They lose to Minnesota. If they win next game, then I think this game could go to 7, and maybe they can win in Minnesota. I don't know. But they have a clear path to victory, but I think they just need to win this game. I think this is the detrimental game for them to win. I don't think that if they lose next game and are down 3-2, I don't see Dallas being the type of team to make it a comeback and make it 4-3 and come back in 2 games. I just don't see them being that team, especially against the Minnesota Wild. Against, like, the Kraken, maybe. But against the Wild, it's just not going to happen there. So there's that, and they just need to find that offensive pressure. They need to do a little bit more dump and chase. They need to do a little bit more passing, get the puck into the offensive zone, find it, and force it up to the defense. Heiskanen is a war horse. He can do whatever he wants with the puck up there, keep it in the zone, and find those opportunities causing the havoc and against Gustafsson, which Gustafsson, I got to say, he's not the end-all, be-all, and that's kind of another key for the Wild to win here. He is not Jake Ottinger. Sure, he stole you game 1. I gotta say, I think he did steal game 1 for the Wild. But at the same time, he's not going to steal you every game. Jake Ottinger will. Jake Ottinger will steal the series for the Dallas Stars. But Gustafsson is not that type of goaltender. Neither is Fleury. So he's a good goalie. No doubt about it. But if Gustafsson's, let's say, a 7, right now, and maybe in the season it's a different story, but in this playoffs, he's a 7.5 to an 8. And Ottinger, you cannot tell me anything other than he's a 5. I mean, a 10, a 5. He's a 5-star 10. So that's just the plain and simple of it all. So with Gustafsson, you cannot give up those bad defensive draws, because those Sagan goal, the power play, the last one that he scored, being in the middle of the slot, those are the type of ones that you can see Ottinger making. You could totally see, like, Zuccarello getting the puck, sending it to the middle to Kaprizov, and Ottinger turns, quick shot, bam, right into the glove, Fleury style, right? You can see that happening, but it's just not going to happen with Gustafsson. He's not that good. He's good, but not great, like Ottinger is. So you need to not have those bad defensive mistakes, those simple ones. Those are the ones that they teach you all the way from pre-hockey up to the professionals, right? So I know that I'm not saying anything that they don't already know, but they need that. But the most important thing, and what I think they need, is a guy like a Patrick Hornquist. They need a guy that's going to stand just directly in front of Jake Ottinger. And another thing, too, is I don't think the Wild are very good at running the zone either. They're very good at keeping the puck on the other end of the ice from their own defensive zone, but they're not very good at keeping it in the other end. And that's one thing, too, is that they need to keep it in the other end, get it to the defense, into the D to D, into the corners, and have that one havoc-causing guy in front of the net, like a Patrick Hornquist, to stand there, or a Sundqvist. He's kind of big and Swedish, too. And you have him stand there and just completely take his view, and if the puck comes in, he's going to battle for his life to get that in the back of the net, and they need those type of players to step up and score. That's what they're looking for, and that's what they need to do, and that is all I got to say. So thank you for watching this. If you made it this far and enjoyed, I'm begging you, please pick up your free subscription. Please do it. And until next time, too sweet, have an amazing day, and ta-ta for now.